Good morning, class. Hi, it's Coach Tanner, Miss Tanner, whatever you know me as. I'm coming to you live from my house, and I hope you're having a great day. And I know it's sunny outside today, so this is Tuesday morning and looking like spring. Anyway, I miss you guys, and I just wanted to come to you this morning to bring you a lesson. And I recorded one earlier, but it went too long. As y'all know me, I'm a little chatty. So I didn't know that I only had so much time. So I was going through the information. So I will try to be quicker this time. All my information still here on my Moodle page. Just some FYIs. Last week's lesson, here was the screencast. I already did a screencast for this lesson, which I'm going to replace with the one we're doing now. But make sure that you actually do the lesson to the best of your ability. So I know that we're on a pass-fail system, but just so I don't have to ask you to like redo parts of it or things like that, if you could just really try to answer if you have questions and you need to answer them in sentences, make sure that they're complete, that they have grammar checked, that they're not all lowercase, they're not like text to type. Make sure that you are doing the whole portion of it. Last time there was a speech you were supposed to watch. There was a checklist where you're supposed to check off things or X, or you can highlight it or whatever your screen would allow you to do. And then the bottom part was to answer the 6 questions. So all you had to do is watch the speech and check mark some things and then answer 6 questions. So make sure that you do the full and complete assignment so that you can get that full credit. And I don't have to ask you to add more. Also remember that on here, that anything below this pink tab right here, this toggle, is going to be for enrichment. So if you like to do it, great. If you don't, that's fine. But just know that our lessons will fall right here. So right now I have the Zoom meeting set up. So if you click on here, you can go in and you'll see that each class has a Zoom meeting set up for this week with the password and your link. So all you'll do is carry with you, this is your link in there, and your password, and this will take you right to the meeting. So we're going to meet 6th period at 2 p.m. tomorrow on the 8th, which is Wednesday, or Thursday, just like we did last week, 9 o'clock during our class period. And also the 4th period is till 12 o'clock till usually just about 15-20 minutes, maybe 30 if people ask questions, but generally it was like we were out of there in 15 minutes last week. So since I'm making a video, so wanted to show you that while we're here. Let's go back over here. That's me getting some more emails. So here's the lesson last week. Here's the lesson this week. We're going to go into it, and you can read all this information about things, just making sure that you read everything that's here, because now that we're online, you have to read things. So make sure that you read, and there's some important information there. But I do want to scroll down to the lesson. So you've got 2 things here. One is the PowerPoint that holds the lesson. The other is the worksheet that we'll be using to do the lesson. So let's kind of browse through our PowerPoint just for a second, see if we can look at that. And let me see if I can open it up. So here we are with the Shark Tank, and hopefully some of you are familiar with Shark Tank and have seen it in some capacity before. So we're going to move this up a little bit so I can display it to you. So here's Shark Tank, and the Shark Tank show is a reality TV show with a panel of sharks, and they're people who have a lot of money, and people come to the tank and they pitch an idea to the Shark Tank and see if they will invest or be a mentor to that project. So your assignment is to create a new product or a service or modify an existing one. So you're going to sit around and look at your house, and you're going to think about, when I go to the movies, this is what happens. When I go to the store, this is what, I go through, and this is what I could use around the house. What would be really good? So that's how we look at things. Like, once upon a time, people were tired of sticking TV dinners into their oven and waiting 30 to 45 minutes for the food to cook. So someone created a microwave, so out of convenience, and so that now we can have that same meal in 6 minutes instead of waiting 45. So you'll look around at things in your house that could make your lives easier, but you're looking to be original and things that we don't already have. You can also look at services. So let's look at this next, go to this next slide, and see that the Shark Tanks will, you'll go in and you're going to think about, like what I said, what do I like? What do I dislike? How could I turn these things into a product or a service? What would it look like? Who would buy it? How much money will I need to start it? These are more questions that you can answer before you face the shark. So this is your planning process. This is a cumulative process. This is phase one of a 5-phase assignment. So that means that we're going to do this, and then next week we'll build on this information. So you really want to try to keep up with your lessons. We're only asking, again, 45 minutes to an hour, and that's super, super easy. If you think about how we were in the last configuration at school, you were there 8 hours. So on that previous page, on that slide, there was this last slide. There's a video down here in the corner. You're going to want to watch that if you have not seen Shark Tank, but even just if you have, just to remind you. And then we'll go back to this. So the products, they can be tangible, they can be intangible. So you may want to pick something that is, say, you have basically something like, okay, Uber came along because, and Lyft, because we had taxis for an eternity. All we had was taxis, and they cornered the market on getting people from one place to another. And then people came up with a brilliant idea. Hey, we don't need cars to have a service like this. We'll employ people with their own cars. We'll give them money and maintenance for traveling and using their cars. And then we will effectively be able to get a portion of that money, and the driver gets a portion of that money. And then you can see how big those companies are now, just like Grubhub and Uber Eats, that once upon a time you had to go get your food. The only places that would deliver were your, possibly some Asian food, or some pizza would be the most it was delivering at the time. And then now with Uber Eats, you can get whatever you want to get from restaurants, full service Applebee's or Whataburger or Sonic. You just want ice cream, you can get Cold Stone Creamery can come and bring from the Uber Eats so that you can have your ice cream in the quarantine. Okay, so those are some things that we didn't have before. So you want to think about something that we don't have currently, or that isn't as great now, that we can make much, much better. So you really want to try to stick with the original things, because I think that will help you. But so it could be a product, which is a thing. So let's say like the people who designed the little cup holder that actually holds your phone. It's like WeatherTech or something. So they designed that so that now you can just go slip your phone in there, so you don't have to have a holder that sticks on your car somewhere. Now you can just stick it in the little drink holder, and that will hold your phone so that you can see navigation or whatever the uses you might need for your phone while driving. So people look for a thing, and that's an actual tangible, means something I can hold on to. It means that, hey, I came up with this. So we didn't want to go, like I have my remote control over here. We didn't want to go touch the TV and get up and do it. So somebody created this, and this is a product that I can hold on to. But if I call Uber Eats, then that's an app or a service or a thing. So that's the difference between those two things. Okay, here's where the lesson is held, and it's hyperlinked here. So this will take you to all the information that is also in this assignment we're looking at right now, where we pulled this PowerPoint from. And then the brains, let's get into the bulk of like what you have to do. So on that page for Invest to Learn, it tells you exactly what you have to do this week, but this also tells you you are going to find 3 products that you come up with your awesome, smart little brains. And what I mean little in a bad way, I mean like they fit inside your head. So so your big brains, and they're awesome, and you're going to come up with 3 creative ideas. Then you will take it to the people. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to poll 10 or more people. So Twitter poll, Twitter tweet, Facebook, Insta, put something up there, try to get response to these 3 items. So you put your thing and you say, I want to make a blank, and it would do blank. And then you do that 3 times, and then people will choose, ooh, that's a cool idea. It does what? So people come up with different products all the time. So I bet you have things sitting around your house that do all different kinds of things. So you'll come up with your own 3. And then you will review the data so that you'll know, what did I find out, and possibly which product should I use. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Next, you will create a sketch, and I'll talk about that when we get to the worksheet, and then you'll answer some questions describing it. I'll look at that on the worksheet, and this is all the information that you'll need to do, and you will turn it in to me, your ProfCom teacher, and let's talk about where you turn it in. So let's escape and get out of here. We'll go back to our assignment, and there's emails coming in. Keep in mind that Here's your worksheet. At the end of this week, just to make sure that you know, you're going to submit here all things for students. You click add submission. It'll give you a little thing that you can drop in this document here, and that's what you'll do. So please, please, I love to get emails from you because I miss you guys like crazy. Questions, things like that. But I am getting like 50 to 100 each day from different things, questions, comments, submissions. So this is the place that needs to house all of our stuff. Like, so for all the records of your grades, for me, your grades are going to be in the grade book. So pass or fail will be there, and your submissions are going to be here. So this is where I'll be able to find anybody's work, and this is where you'll be able to document that you sent the work. So email is not the best mechanism. So if it's the only thing you can do because you're having trouble with Moodle, your Wi-Fi's weak, there's a situation. So I want to reserve those for like extra exceptions. Okay, so other than unless you like asked me and I said this is okay and I'll accept it here in email, everything else should be submitted right here. So this is that worksheet, pretty simple. Going to pull it up so that you can look at it, and then that'll be the last thing we do in our little mini lesson. And again, guys, I miss you guys, and I hope you're finding things to do and really using your time to, keep yourself, stay positive, keep yourself physical, doing things, keep yourself upbeat, and know that, this is just a time period we're going through. We're going to be back soon. The brainstorming is the stuff we talked about, thinking about what do we need, what do we want to do, what would be cool or innovative or different. If those of you are in STEM or have ever thought of 3D printing and what can you do with things, all the different stuff we're coming up with. So here's where we are right now, coming up with these ideas. Then we put them in here. There's the formula. We had these topics together and we came up with a new idea. Like, here's this, I'm going to take the remote control, but now I'm going to make it smaller and where it does something so you never lose it. And I add these two together, and this is what we'll get is like this fantastic remote control. And then you're going to take this to the Twitter polls. You're going to come up with this research right here for me and show me, here's what I came up with, my service or my thing that I was going to do. Here's how many people liked it. Here's what they thought, why, and you'll do that 3 times. So rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And then you go down to the design part. So here is, you can go to Google and learn how to do a Google Draw. And there's a little mini video for you to watch if you want to. Or you can just take a good old sheet of paper. Here's my notebook because I'm always writing notes while I'm working. And you write on here, sketch out what you want to do, take a picture of it, and then you just go up to the top of this tab up here. And there's a place that says insert, and then you want to insert a picture, and you just put a picture. So take a picture of that notebook paper with your phone and insert your picture here if you don't want to draw it on Google Draw. But you may like Google Draw. Okay, and then here we are in this section that asks you 4 simple questions. 1, what's the name of it? So if you designed something, like you came up with a spray bottle that has this magical liquid in it that is going to straighten out any type of wrinkled fabric so that people don't have to use their irons and ironing boards anymore, and you've made it obsolete. And then you've got this little spray bottle that is going to be yours, but you got to come up with something. So, straight edge, whatever you're going to come up with your topic, not your topic, but your title for your service or your product. So if it was a service, just like Uber came up with Uber, and you really want to come up with something original, so you don't want to come up with another driving service and call it Goober or something similar. So look for something different, and then tell me what it is. Is it a service? That means something we can't hold on to. So that means like the Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, apps that do all different kinds of things for money, services like Cash Apps and Zelle and things like that. Or is it, again, that tangible thing, that remote control, that thing, like that we can actually like hold on to? This is like an actual product. And then briefly explain your concept. So this is multiple sentences. And why did you choose this product or service? This is multiple sentences. Okay. So a few sentences you have to write, a few ideas you have to come up with up here and fill in this box up here. And then you have to show me, sketch out what would it look like. Okay. So thank you guys so much for stopping in to my little miniature lesson, and I look forward to working with you and seeing you in classes. My dog has now decided to come over here. She's wanting to jump in the video at the end. So that's my little puppy, And both of us are saying hi from the quarantine zone. Come to class tomorrow and Thursday. Oh, I'm getting kisses. I miss you guys. Hope to see you soon. Take care.